The Air Jordan 1 is the most legendary shoe of all time, and it is not just any shoe. It is the shoe that challenged the NBA, ignited a cultural revolution, and catapulted Michael Jordan to a global superstar. It all began with a simple decision to wear shoes that the NBA had banned. The Air Jordan 1 was so controversial that the NBA penalized Jordan $5,000 each time he wore it on the court. And that is where the legend of the Air Jordan began. Let us dive into its story. In the early 80s, Nike was well known for manufacturing running shoes. Despite its solid position, Nike's stock market performance was unsatisfactory until the mid-1880s. Even in the first quarter of 1984, Nike lost money and was obliged to lay off an enormous number of employees, which is remembered as the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. This situation led Nike to broaden its market by focusing on other sports, such as basketball. They have the capital to compete, which is the innovation of airbag cushioning technology that can be installed into the midsole to absorb shocks. At that time, Nike had to face off with Adidas and Converse, who controlled the basketball shoe market. Adidas was strong in Europe and the global market, whereas Converse appeared to have become a basketball shoe specialist by featuring Chuck Taylor in the All-Star and binding contracts with top NBA players such as Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
The Converse StarTech designed for the best pro player.
Thank you, Larry. StarTech's unisaddle protects my ankles and gives that extra.
That fact prompted Rob Strasser, the marketing director of Nike, to write an internal memo in 1983. It explained the vitality of using well-known athletes to assist marketing efforts. In the summer of 1984, Rob Strasser met David Falk in Washington, D.C. Falk was the agent of Michael Jordan, a young basketball star who was gaining popularity at the time. Michael Jordan personifies the triumph of African-American culture, which began to dominate media and entertainment in the early 1980s. A new era in America was dawning, marked by the rise of American pop culture and the birth of MTV and the Macintosh. Jordan was a talented black basketball player who enticed a scholarship at the University of North Carolina in 1981. Dean Smith, the legendary coach there, finally polished his talents. As a result, Jordan became the deciding factor in UNC's national championship victory in 1982, and he has since achieved numerous other achievements, earning him the title of a rising star. Nike responded by assigning Sonny Vaccaro, a marketing executive, to approach Michael Jordan. Vaccaro initially showed no interest in Jordan. He had stated that he did not care about Michael Jordan's ability at all. Until then, Vaccaro remembered a basketball game in 1982 in which Jordan, at 19, made a 16-foot jump shot with 15 seconds left to lift North Carolina to the national championship. That is when Vaccaro realized Jordan was a special figure, and Nike sought to risk everything to hook Michael Jordan. Apparently, Jordan is not easily persuaded. Jordan wore Converse throughout his college era and international arena. He wore Converse Pro leather shoes when he scored the game-winning shot in the NCAA final in 1982. The shoes he wore at the 1984 Olympics sold for $190,000 at auction in 2017, making them one of the most expensive shoes ever. Jordan's signature shoes, which had previously been Converse, were changed to the Adidas brand after he became a professional player. In the documentary The Last Dance, Jordan even expressed his passion for Adidas. Hence, it is unsurprising that Jordan initially refused to collaborate when invited by Nike.
Envision you being put ahead of them. Okay, fine.
Did you have a shoe company that you wanted to?
I was Adidas.
Luckily, Nike had Vaccaro, who was relentless. He knew very well that Adidas could not give Jordan specialized shoes, and Converse already had stars like Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. so it had no interest in turning Jordan into one of its stars. So Vaccaro still had a tremendous opportunity to persuade Jordan. Vaccaro then sought those closest to him, notably Jordan's biological mother, Dolores Jordan, who was very influential in her son's decision. Vaccaro was so persistent that he managed to obtain Jordan's family's home phone number. Afterwards, he frequently called Dolores, giving details of the benefits Jordan could have if he chose to work for Nike. Vaccaro not only offered financial incentives, but also the opportunity for Jordan to wear special shoes that Adidas could not have promised at the time. Vaccaro's attempt to persuade Dolores did not end there. He also took Michael and his family to Nike's headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon, where they were shown everything Nike had to offer. Dolores was impressed by Vaccaro's personal approach and Nike's seriousness in assisting Michael to develop his career. The persuading paid off when Michael Jordan agreed to sign a cooperation contract with Nike. In 1985, Nike released the Air Jordan 1 after the signing of a contract with Jordan. The shoe's creative design and striking red and black design quickly captured the public's attention. Unfortunately, the shoes are considered to breach NBA rules, which require each player to wear shoes that are 51% white and match the team uniform. Based on this rule, Jordan will be fined $5,000 each time he plays while wearing the Nike Air Jordan 1. Interestingly, rather than changing its shoe design, Nike chose to break the rule and pay the penalty. Nike cleverly and creatively leveraged the fine to launch a marketing campaign. Nike subsequently created a provocative campaign, implying that the NBA was barring a talented player from wearing a revolutionary shoe that outperformed other shoes. The advertisement aroused immediate enthusiasm among young Americans. They wondered if Jordan would continue to wear banned shoes in NBA games. Television stations covering Jordan's games raced to focus the camera to follow Jordan's footsteps. Nike's strategy was incredibly effective. They were able to utilize the issue of fines into a controversy that captured the public's attention. Furthermore, this moment embodied the spirit of rebellion that young people love. Through the advertisement, Nike not only improved its brand exposure, but also built a product reputation that implied, if you want to play like Mike, you have to buy his shoes. That reputation enabled Nike to boost the price of the shoes, giving Jordan the opportunity to go global. As a result, "Be Like Mike" became a popular slogan during the 1990s. Jordan's face appeared on brands like Heinz, Coca-Cola, Gatorade, and McDonald's. Nike then published more advertising concentrating on its shoes, and the results were predictable. Just 2 months after its release, sales of Air Jordan shoes hit $70 million. And by the end of 1985, Nike's earnings from the Air Jordan brand had surpassed $100 million. Several factors made the Air Jordan 1 a legendary shoe. First, the iconic Nike logo was designed by their first creative director, Peter Moore. It drew inspiration from Jordan's ability to soar while dunking and became an icon of the basketball world. In addition to the iconic logo, the colors chosen broke the mold, as the average color for basketball shoes in 1984 was black or white. Moore dared to create a new combination known as bread by combining red, black, and white, the Chicago Bulls team colors. This design is not just bold, but also stylish, and it reflects the player who is wearing it. Second, there is a combination of iconic design and a great marketing strategy, so that Nike might become an icon of the African American community. Air Jordan is more than just shoes. It is also a pop culture icon linked to the wearer's identity. Besides, the originally perplexing Nike Air technology was successfully explained by designer Bruce Kilgore as a technology that produced stable basketball shoes. Next was the business model innovation triggered by Jordan's deal with Nike. The mother, Dolores Jordan, sought that her son earns a share of the profits from every sale of Nike shoes bearing Jordan's name, rather than merely a $2,500,000 contract over 5 years. The deal sparked a revolution in the shoe industry and pop culture. Vaccaro said, "Michael changed the world. He is probably the best basketball player ever. He also opened up a huge possibility for black athletes to generate enormous profits from endorsements. New trends created by this deal include the athlete's involvement in shoe design. Besides enhancing the athlete's personal satisfaction, Air Jordan has also become a symbol of approval from a superstar. Nike's investment in Air Jordan was worthwhile. Last year, the Jordan brand generated $5.1 billion, and Jordan's Jumpman logo has become iconic in the worlds of fashion and sports. Jordan won 6 NBA titles, became a billionaire, and now owns an NBA team, the Charlotte Hornets. He also receives 5% royalties on Jordan brand sales. Air Jordan shoes have since become a casual fashion icon, frequently appearing in popular media. For example, in the television series The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith's character frequently wears Air Jordan 5s. Denzel Washington wears Air Jordan 13s in the movie He Got Game. Air Jordan also became an icon of hip-hop culture, with rappers frequently featuring it in their music videos and stressing its status as streetwear. Nike's collaborations with celebrities such as Travis Scott increased its appeal and generated millions of dollars. Sneakers are no longer only footwear. They are also an investment in fashion collection. Sneakers heads, as sneakers lovers and collectors are known, are willing to pay a premium for rare or limited edition models, since the brand must be highly profitable on the resale market. Likewise, when a sneaker model is re-released, it is in high demand due to its nostalgic and emotional value. For instance, Nick Fiorella spent $1.47 million on a pair of Nike Airships worn by Jordan. Because of the power of the brand, Michael Jordan's impact can still be felt in the worlds of sports and fashion 2 decades after his retirement. In the movie Air, Dolores Jordan says, "A shoe is just a shoe until my child puts it on." Those phrases emphasize how Nike becomes distinct when Jordan wears it. The Air Jordan story proves Nike's brilliant marketing strategy. They dared to sign a young Michael Jordan and give him a portion of the sales profits, thus creating a new endorsement business model. Furthermore, Nike utilized the controversy surrounding the NBA's ban on the Air Jordan 1 to launch a revolutionary campaign. And from there, Nike not only sold shoes but also built a fascinating narrative. The strategy has transformed Nike's fortunes from a new basketball challenger to a market leader capable of competing with Adidas and Converse. The strategy also succeeded in raising sales while positioning Nike as an innovator in the shoe industry. With Air Jordan, Nike managed to create a strong and influential brand. Nike was able to bring sports and fashion together. Nike not only dominated the market, but also made essential history to the sports shoe industry,